Okay, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Good morning, Kevin Hawthorne on YouTube. We'll see who jumps in here this morning. We'll get live on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. All the mediums, all the platforms. Yeah, good morning. Good morning to you guys that watch on. Boy, I got some dust on my microphone. Um, you guys that watch on the rewind or on the replay, as you call it, or RP, as you put in the chat, so I know you're here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good morning, Bill Gustafson. What's happening? How's business? Weather's rough up here today. A little bit breezy and rainy and windy and all this stuff. Good morning, Ben Bryant. I saw a video of you looking at a water feature. It's a good video, man. Keep doing that. Good stuff. Play the long game with that stuff, right? Every day. Good stuff. Yeah, keep doing it. Busy. Here we go. Right out of the gate. Good morning, Dad. What's happening? I just got the coffee going. Noticed there was a bunch of caulking and paint all over my coffee cup. Had to put a little extra time into cleaning that this morning. Whew. We painted the basement out yesterday. Got the trim done, cut back in and all the stuff. And so it's ready for the black gym mats, or I think there's Tractor Supply stall mats. So those are going to cover the floor. So we weren't particularly careful about paint getting on the floor. Yeah, it's going to be a good Monday now. Good Monday morning, Matt Blood. New day, new week, new opportunities. Let's go. Yeah. Hey, before we get started, I just want to say happy birthday, happy heavenly birthday to my friend Jimmy. We lost him March 26th, a little over 4 months ago. Not a day goes by I don't miss him and think about him. We'd always start stories out with, I probably already told you this one, so stop me if you've heard it. And I wouldn't stop him. I'd listen again. And like Wendy said on the post I did this morning, what I'd give to hear another one of his stories again. So, yeah, Ron Russell over on Instagram. Good to see you. Bill Hillstrom. What's happening? Good to see you, Jess Novak and Roy Dahl. All our regular characters are coming in here this morning. Speaking of characters, there's Paul Tarasuk. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, we're gonna commence to painting the final coat of the trim here on. When I'm in the basement, I call it the second floor, but it's actually, I guess, more commonly referred to as the first floor when it's a ranch, the only floor. Good morning, Andrea Gooch. Yeah. What's happening, guys? Good morning. How are you doing? I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Hope you did a little prep for the week. I hope you're ready to rock and roll and get some things done. Ben, I don't like stopping people from telling a story again. It's important enough to tell them. Yeah, exactly. Just share it again, right? It's all good. I would sit knowing that and listen, knowing that, there would be a day not too distant in the future where we wouldn't be hearing any more stories. That's why I took a lot of pictures. Jimmy spent the last 20 months of his life, 20 months or so, in pain. I don't wish that on anyone, but he's not suffering anymore. And but we're going to go down to the southern part of the state, or as up here they call it downstate. We're going to go downstate, and we'll get to see Jackie next week. So that'll be cool. It'll be fun. Haven't seen her since we came up and closed on the house. And Wendy's been down a couple times. I haven't been south of Winterport, which is an hour south. So we're going 3 hours south. Good morning, Marvin. How are you? Good morning from the cottage. Good for you. Yeah, good morning, Elizabeth. How are you? You got to get the boy on here. Get him coming here. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know, day 500 and I don't know, 85 or 6 or something like that. Stacking them up like cordwood over here. We've been doing a 10-day series on doing the work, basically just doing the work. And today we're going to talk about doing the work before you need the results, okay? I'm going to pound on you on that for a while today. When do you plan to tackle the kitchen ceiling? Well, I'm not sure. Probably this week. Guys, the worst time to stop prospecting is when you desperately need a job, right? You ever think about that? How work's kind of skinny. Got to start looking, right? Worst time to build relationships is when you desperately need help. Okay, it should be before that. The worst time to take care of your health is after it falls apart, right? We'll get Justin here maybe next week. Sounds like he's he's got his hands full. Yeah. Hey, think about this. Today's work creates tomorrow's options, right? We do the work. As I like to open up with a question for you guys, like, what problem are you creating for yourself 90 days from now because of the work you're not doing today? That's an interesting one, right? Think about that for a minute. Most emergencies aren't actual emergencies, right? They're just invoices for work we didn't do earlier. It's just an invoice for work we didn't do earlier. Sales dry up. Oh, now we got to start prospecting, right? Cash gets tight. Oh, now we got to think about looking at the numbers, right? Great employee quits. Oh, we got to start recruiting. What's our recruiting program look like? Hey, relationship starts falling apart. Now we start paying attention, okay? Hey, the doctor gives us bad news. Hey, your blood work's terrible. Now we're ready to change, okay? So why do we wait until the pain gets high enough before we're willing to do the work or make the change, okay? So, guys, if you're just jumping in, this is day 3 of 10 days of doing the work. And we're calling it do the work before you need the results, okay? So for those of you just joining us, good morning. I'm Bob Turner. I like to say I'm Bailey's dad and Wendy's husband. I'm a business coach, an author. I'm the guy behind Summit Coaching and Consulting. And this thing every morning, Live 365, where I show up because I believe growth doesn't happen by accident. Okay, we got to be intentional about it. We get together and we talk business, we talk leadership, we talk personal development, accountability, discipline, consistency, and ultimately finding your edge. Like the book says, okay? Finding your edge. If you don't have a copy and you want one, please let me know. DM me your address. I'll get one in the mail to you sometime in the next 6 to 8 months. No, just kidding. A couple days. Yeah, we're on day 3 of doing the work. Day 1 was about doing the work when nobody's watching, right? Just doing the work when nobody's around, when nobody's going to see it, okay? And yesterday was about doing the work when you don't feel like it, which is often, okay? And today we're going to talk about something I see constantly in business and many times in coaching, okay? Waiting until we desperately need the result before we're willing to do the work that creates it. Okay, now you know what I'm talking about. Am I talking to you? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Good morning, Dave Brackett. How are you, buddy? Still older than me by a couple of weeks. Hey, whatever. Yeah, birthdays. I don't know. I'm not a big birthday guy, but so be it. It's a good day to just make a note of it, so to speak. You get excited about birthdays till about 30, right? Yeah. Hey guys, we're like really good at responding to pain, right? Human beings are fascinating. Like we can tolerate something being a little bit wrong for a long time. You know, maybe your pipeline's getting thinner. We'll be okay. It'll come around. Maybe the margins are slipping. We'll figure it out. We'll take a look at that. Maybe you got an employee that's becoming a problem, of a pain in the butt, right? Maybe they'll turn it around, you know? Hey, your weight's creeping up. I'll deal with it. But not today. Maybe there's a relationship that's getting distant. We're just busy. We'll reconnect you. We'll get a date night on the books, you know, until there's pain. And then suddenly we got to fix this now. Okay. The problem isn't that we don't know what to do. Often we've known for months. The pain finally became greater than our resistance to doing the work. The pain finally became greater than our resistance to doing the work. Think about how many times that applies. You guys that are in the trades, the contractors that watch this, I've watched it like really not just since I started coaching, but my entire career. Like you're busy, you've got work everywhere, crews are slammed, phones ringing. Right? So what stops? Sales and marketing, right? I don't need to sell anything. We've got plenty of work, right? Good morning, Tyler Kirk. Love to see it. Guys, if you haven't checked out Tyler's Legacy Media, check him out. We'll put the link in once Wendy gets on. If not, we'll do it after. Yeah, the cruise is slammed, right? We don't need work, so we stop sales and marketing. Why would I prospect? I got more work than I can handle. And then 3 months later, here comes that golf ball through the garden hose. That period of time that you didn't do what you need to do. Okay? Jobs finish, a project gets delayed, another customer decides to maybe not move forward, I'll push it off until spring, and suddenly, holy crap, we need work. What are we going to do? And now we're calling everybody. We're doing a Facebook ads. We're getting a hold of Tyler. You got to make something happen. We're networking. We're showing up at our networking thing. We're doing the follow-ups and hitting the old leads and anything that will create some work. Then you sell some jobs. And then you get busy. And then you stop prospecting again, right? That's not a sales strategy. That's a roller coaster. The time to fill the pipeline is when it's empty. You guys that I've worked with one-on-one will have heard me say, go create a production problem. And I don't mean that like go cause a major problem with your business. I mean it as an alternative to not having work. Go create a production problem. It's a better problem to have than what are we doing next week? I'll take that every 10 out of 10 days. Okay. So the best time to fill the pipeline isn't when it's full. Isn't when it's empty. It's when it's full. Okay. That's the work. Okay. And the work and the result are often separated by time. Yeah. Emergency marketing. I love that one. Yeah. And in contracting, people got to do design. They got to do plans. They got to get a permit. So guys, you gotta plant those seeds early. Okay. Like key concept today. If you think about it, work, we often have a tendency to believe that work equals result, right? Work, result. But it's really like the reality is it's often work equals nothing, right, Tyler? Equals result, whatever that is. And we don't get to decide. We don't have control. And that gap really screws with people. You make 10 prospecting calls today, nothing happens. You go to a networking event, nothing happens. You post content consistently, nothing happens. You go live 585 days in a row, maybe, right? Maybe nothing happens. You start exercising. Scale barely moves. That damn thing must be broken, right? And you start saving money, but your bank account still looks unimpressive. You invest in your marriage, nothing really dramatic happens. So we conclude, this isn't working. It may be working exactly as it's supposed to. You just haven't reached the result yet. There's a lag, okay? And mature people learn to respect the lag. That's a good t-shirt. Respect the lag. I don't know if I'd sell many. Think about farmers, right? We see a lot of that up here. On my drive over here in the morning, I see corn, I see wheat, I think, potatoes, squash, right? A farmer doesn't walk into the field and the day he wants corn and say, okay, let's plant some corn today because I'd really like some corn this afternoon. All right. That's ridiculous. You got to plant, you got to water, you got to protect, you got to wait, you got to water, you got to keep working and eventually harvest. And there's no guarantee, right? But what gets all the attention? The harvest. Okay. But it's impossible. That harvest is impossible without all the work that needed to happen months earlier. Think about how business works exactly the same way. Everybody wants harvest season, sales, profit, great employees, freedom, strong relationships, confidence, health. But somebody had to plant something first, right? You can't harvest what you refuse to plant. Write that down. The proactive work is so boring, though, isn't it? That's why we struggle with it. It's not sexy. Emergency work feels important. Oh, boy, I took care of that. The phone's ringing. People need you. Oh, problem. Let me put my cape on. I'll fix that. The adrenaline's up. We feel productive when we're putting out fires. Preventative work, boring, right? Review the numbers. Update the SOP. Train somebody. Protect, your time. Prospect when you're busy. Save money when cash is good. Exercise when you feel fine. Train for sales when you're doing well at sales. I used to think, oh, I got plenty of work. I don't need sales training. Right? It turns my stomach to think of the jobs I probably didn't win because I didn't know what I was doing. Okay? Have that conversation before you're pissed off. There's no adrenaline there, though, right? It's just discipline. Listen up. The boring work prevents the exciting problems. Okay? I don't want the exciting problems. Had enough of that. Right? The boring work prevents the exciting problems. But we don't want to we don't want to confuse urgent with important. Okay? You can spend your entire life dealing with what's screaming the loudest, right? That's where the firefighters come from, right? Hey, emails, text, got to put that fire out. Employee questions, customer problems, notifications, bling, 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 right? Emergencies. Meanwhile, the things that could change your life aren't screaming at all. Your health isn't screaming today. Your marriage may not be screaming. The pipeline isn't screaming. Your finances aren't. Your leadership development isn't screaming. Okay, but quiet doesn't mean unimportant. In fact, some of the most important work in your life won't demand your attention. You got to give it attention deliberately, intentionally. And create those options before you need them, guys. The Eisenhower matrix comes to mind. Yeah, Elizabeth, that's great. I shared that with my friend Stan a couple of years ago. He uses it every day still. Yeah, create options before you need them, okay? Let's go beyond prevention here, all right? Doing the work early doesn't just prevent problems. It creates leverage. If you've been recruiting consistently, you have options when somebody quits. If you've built cash reserves, you have options when business slows. All right? If you've built relationships, you have people to call when you need help. If you've developed your employees, you have options when you need to step away. The whole place doesn't stop. Okay? If you've maintained your health, you get options with how you can spend your life. And if you've maintained your reputation, you have options when opportunity shows up. Okay? So today's work creates tomorrow's options. Today's work creates tomorrow's options. Probably that could be the signature line for today. There you go, Ben. Write that down. Right? Last week, we had last 10-day series, we had people on, and we talked a little bit about fighting your way out of the corner. Okay? Some people are really good at it. And I get it. I've done it more than I probably should have, right? Pressure can bring out the best in us, okay? It's a deadline, let's freaking go, right? Cash is tight, hey, we'll figure it out. Business is struggling, we suddenly become very resourceful and willing to do things we weren't willing to do when things were going well. But here's a question I've been thinking about, and I've asked this of clients before. Think about what you could build if you stopped requiring yourself to be backed into a corner before you perform at your best. Think about what you could do, all right? If you stopped requiring your back to be against the wall before you start performing like you're capable, all right? The next level, guys, isn't getting better at fighting your way out of the corner. Maybe you stop putting yourself in the corner, right? What's that movie with Jim Carrey? Stop breaking the law, asshole, right? Stop putting yourself in the corner. How about looking 90 days ahead? Very practical exercise here. Forget today's emergencies for a minute. Where you're headed right now, what you got to do after the call, all that. I want you to look 90 days ahead and ask yourself, what result am I going to need 90 days from now? It could be something personal. It could be health-related, family-related, business-related, sales-related. Maybe it's more cash. Maybe it's more work, another employee, better systems. Like I said, better health. Maybe it's a stronger marriage, stronger relationship, whatever you're up to. Maybe it's more freedom. Okay. And then ask yourself, what work needs to happen today to make that result more likely? Good morning, Zach Clark. Good to see you, brother. What needs to happen today to make that result you want in 90 days more likely? You know, not when you need it, now. What needs to happen now? If you need sales in November, what are you doing in August? If you want a great employee in October, who are you talking to today? If you want money in the bank by year end, what changes now? Looking over the dash, not in the rearview mirror. Yeah. If you want to feel better in 90 days, what happens today? If you want a better relationship, what conversation happens next? I've been listening more and more to Frisella lately, and I was on the way over here today listening to him, and he brought up aggressive patience, okay? Ben Newman talks about it a lot as well. Aggressive patience, essentially being aggressive about the inputs and patient about the outputs, okay? I can control whether I make the calls. I can't control whether anybody actually says yes. Now, I sent out 20 or 30 personal invites to this call this morning. I do that almost every day. Some of you guys have gotten those. Sometimes someone new will show up. Sometimes nobody does. That's okay. I can control the workout, but I can't control what the scale says tomorrow. I can control how I lead, but I can't control how somebody receives that and how they develop. I can control the work. I just can't always control the result that arrives. So we have to be aggressive with the work, but patient with the result. Go ahead. Go live every day. Start today. You're 585 days behind me. Okay? 585 days. If I stop, it'll take you 585 days to catch me. Okay? All right? Because I'm doing the work. I don't know the result. I can't control the result. I'm doing the work. I'm showing up, being consistent, being disciplined about it. And most people aren't patient about doing the work and incredibly impatient about waiting for the results. Okay? So be aggressive with the work, be patient with the result. In the book Come Home that I've sent some of you, the sentiment was, in this one chapter was focus more on the direction than the destination. The destination is going to probably change a little bit. Thanks, David. Yeah, I appreciate you. Have a fantastic day, my friend. Be patient with those results, guys. You know, yesterday I challenged you guys to do something you didn't feel like doing. Okay. Today I'm challenging you to plant one seed you don't need yet. Make the prospecting call while you're still busy. What's that one uncomfortable thing you would do if you didn't have any money in your checking account? Do that. Reach out to a potential employee before you need one. Put money into savings before there's an emergency. Schedule the date night before there's a problem that you're trying to fix. Start the workout before you're sitting in the doctor's office getting those shitty results about your cholesterol. Ask me how I know. Okay? Train somebody before you desperately need them. Develop your team. You need a Bob's Book Club. Yeah. Shoot. I'm reading that Come Home book for the second time. I've sent that to a couple people. Nick Peterson is the author, N-I-K Peterson. Tom Ferriss sent me that book, so continue to be appreciative of that. Like call the person before you need a favor, right? Maintain those relationships and friendships. Do one piece of work today for a result future you is going to need. Guys, your future doesn't, suddenly happen to you. In a lot of ways, you're building it today. Okay. Come Home by Nick Peterson. Yes, that's the one on Amazon. And some of the problems future you will face are being created by work present you keeps avoiding. Okay. But the opposite's also true. Some of the opportunities future you will have are being created by the work present you is willing to do before anybody sees the need. Okay. So today's work creates tomorrow's options. Today's work creates tomorrow's options. Do the work. All right, tomorrow we're going to turn the old mirror around a little bit because you can work on the business, work on your employees, work on systems, work on sales, do all the stuff, work on everybody around you. But eventually there's one piece of the machine you can't ignore. You. That's you. Steal like an artist. Austin Kleon. I like it. Order it. Thanks, Tyler. I appreciate it. Yeah, so tomorrow's day 4. We're going to talk about doing the work on yourself, okay? Because your business and your life will eventually expose the places where you've stopped growing. And I call them blind spots. All right? You ever ask somebody, hey, what are my blind spots? Be careful. Right? Guys, don't wait for the emergency. Don't wait until the pipeline is empty. Call Tyler and say, damn, I need some work. I need some leads. Don't wait until the bank account scares you and you start questioning whether you should be better off punching a time clock. Don't wait until that employee walks before you develop other people. And don't wait until the relationship's in trouble before you just take the time and be intentional. Don't wait until your body forces you to pay attention. This is a short trip we're on. None of us are getting out of here alive. Let's do the work before we need the result. Plant today, water today. Build the relationship today. Make the call today. Train the person today. Save the money today. Control the inputs. Respect the lag. Trust the work. Have that aggressive patience. Today's work creates tomorrow's options. All right. Frisella also says, share the show. That's the fee, right? So I'll steal that. He'll probably call me tomorrow and say, stop saying my stuff. But I do like his approach. Just share the show. I don't get paid to do this. I hope that it makes a connection with somebody. I hope that in some way it helps you and that you in turn are able to share it with someone else and say, hey, I heard this morning. There's a couple things in here that I think might be good for you. Okay? Reach out to somebody and let them know. Okay? Reach out to somebody who needs to hear from you today. Take care of your people. Take care of your business. And today, do something your future self will be glad you did. All right? You guys on Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube, thank you for joining. Appreciate you sharing this out. You guys on the replay, thank you. Pop RP or replay or rewind or something in the chat. So later today, I can see that it impacted people all day long. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 4 of 10 days of doing the work. Take care of business, guys. I appreciate you. Keep doing good things. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you all. Take care. Find your edge. See ya.